Okay, so we have a video here from Cosmic First. We love him. He churns it out. He must be spending hours every day combing TikTok for these wacky, crazy, cat lady, effinist broads going on and on about how strong and independent they are, or how strong and independent they don't want to be. And they really want a man. If they wanted a man, they would have one, because, good Lord, we all know how easy it is for women to get a dude if they want one. Of course, that's only if they weren't chasing Chad and Tyrone, who don't want to settle down and don't want them. They're just hitting and quitting it because they have unlimited options. But anyway, let's listen to some of these disingenuous, insincere broads talking about how they're really tired of being strong and independent. And by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell, because you know if you don't hit that notification bell, YouTube's not going to notify you. And they may not anyway. They may not notify you anyway, but at least you hit that bell, there's a better chance. And don't forget to check out my GoFundMe. Please donate to my GoFundMe if you could. Help me pay my medical bills. I recently had a heart attack, so I'm not in the greatest of shape. So any support would be greatly appreciated. And leave a comment. I heard it's good for the algorithm. So on that note, let's jump right into this, shall we?
Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Stop falling for the I went through a 304 phase. There's no such thing. That is who she is. Even if it's deep down, that is who she is.
Yep.
Ladies, the strong black woman narrative is a scam. Wake up! I had a good run. I did everything the society told me to do. I worked really hard. I damn near broke my back. I paid all my bills. I put
A perfect example, by the way, that women are natural socialists, which is why the country is going to hell in a handbasket. Why it's become so communistic, socialistic, Marxist, because feminism is nothing more than gender Marxism.
everybody else first. I told men I was independent. I did it, and I did it to say that I won nothing from it. I literally did not win any special awards. My life has not changed drastically. So now I'm going to reclaim my time, okay? When you see me now, know that I'm a soft babe.
No. But you're not. This is who you are. It's not an act. If she says she wants to be a soft babe, now that's the act. People don't change.
Too late. We getting our passport. Our mind are on women in other countries. I got $1 and some envelopes. Best I can do. Stay strong, my beautiful independent women. Y'all got it.
Yep.
Men are tired. Welcome to the club and the world of adulthood. Yeah, I'm sure it was a good run, but the men out here are good also.
Good run meaning I hit the wall, men aren't paying as much attention to me, so now I think I'll try and cash in my chips at 35.
They have their own value and don't want to be weighed down by the emotional baggage you've collected over the years, while claiming to be a strong, independent woman. This sudden cry for help only seems to surface when these women need their bills paid. And let's be real, no man is falling for that anymore. You've made your choices, lady, and now you're facing the consequences. As the saying goes,
Well, there are some men falling for it. There are still simps out there, but they're becoming less and less, and women are having to compete more and more for them, as more and more of these chicks hit the wall and more men get R-pilled.
it's far easier to fool someone than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. Men are waking up, seeing through the act, and refusing to play the role of a savior. They know their worth and aren't interested in being the backup plan after you've exhausted your options.
I just left the hair salon to make a payment on my 24-inch hair extensions that I'm getting installed April 20th. And if you know, then you know. Because god damn! Now I'm feeling like a hustler looking for some beans. Anybody want to buy some pics? Anybody want to buy some pics? Going once, going twice. Anybody need some pics?
Stop!
Would you say whole phases are necessary?
Hair extensions? She had to get a loan for hair extensions? What ghetto is she living in?
For girls?
Absolutely.
Why?
Everybody goes through at least one during college.
They're fun sometimes.
Yeah, they can be friends sometimes.
Only for some people, though. It depends on the person.
You're trying to find yourself.
Piggy. And look at the nose rings. That's always a red flag. And yeah, if a woman says she's trying to find herself, she's having a lot of S, okay? And she's a hoe. Pass.
There are men out there that will literally treat you so good. So good. Like, everything and anything that you want, that you need, you will get. But a lot of you are still choosing men who don't do shit for you. And I just, like, don't really understand, because when a man can do so much for you, I believe it's just the best feeling in the world, like, to be treated so well by a man.
Simp.
And to be taken care of by a man.
Simp.
But yet you're over here settling for bum-ass dudes.
In their eyes, treating you well just means spending money.
Yeah.
Women today don't appreciate the nice gestures or the guy who's genuinely trying.
Yeah, this chick do so much for you. She's talking about Gucci bags and shoes and dinners out and expensive dates. She wouldn't appreciate a guy who, took care of her. The nice guy, right? He'd do everything you needed done, but you wouldn't have too many luxuries. And the luxuries is what she's talking about. She's talking about the top 10% of dudes that, she's swiping on Tinder and who are hitting it and quitting it, and can afford to occasionally buy her a nice little handbag in exchange for,
They see those men as second options because kindness and generosity are often mistaken for weakness. They overlook the guys who show real care.
Well, generosity of spirit. Generosity in terms of things that actually have meaning instead of just cashola, which is all that has meaning to broads like this.
Thinking that only flashy gestures matter. Unfortunately, by the time they
Meaning materialism.
realize the value of a good man, it's too late. Those men have moved on, tired of being treated as backup plans or having their kindness taken for granted. But she is correct. There are men out there who will treat these women correctly, but those men are overlooked.
I am so tired of being a strong, independent black woman.
Well, do you have a choice? Look at you. Ain't no man paying your bills, sweetheart.
Somebody please, can somebody's son please come free me?
If a woman is beautiful, is smart, and is successful.
If you put the fork down, sweetheart, and do something about that horrendous hair, maybe. But I don't think so, because now she's just too old.
Does this make her less attractive? And I only ask this because I've noticed there is like an overwhelming amount of beautiful and smart and successful women who are also by themselves.
What do you mean by successful? You mean by the metric that men consider other men to be successful? Or do you mean by the metric that men consider women to be successful? Because those are two different things.
So I'm just asking my TikTok guys and girls for your perspective.
Simps.
Like, is there a reason why successful, beautiful women are by themselves?
Because men don't care about your success. We don't care about your money. We don't care about your career. We don't care about what kind of car you drive. We don't care that you live in some $1 million condo. Those are actually negatives to us, okay?
Character is the most important thing in a relationship, my sister. Money and beauty doesn't help.
Yeah, like I've always said. I mean, a dude will date a broad that works in a McDonald's if she's hot enough, but you flip the script and it's a dude working at McDonald's. She won't give him the time of day.
Man needs respect. Money and accomplishments doesn't make her good. It's the same as someone going to church, but can be bad in nature. There can be other reasons they're single. Just because they're beautiful and successful doesn't mean they're a good partner. Men don't care about your success, your beauty. Beauty fades. Money has no value. But the character, submission, respect. Men, we are looking for that.
So I gotta disagree. Beauty does matter. If you're looking for a woman to have your kids, because she's lost her beauty, she's more likely than not really old and can't have kids. So it does play a factor.
What is the pettiest
It does play a part, okay?
reason why you've cut off a potential love interest? I'll go first. I once cut off a guy because he told me that he wanted to wait until payday to take me out on a date.
Are you stupid?
Would you have to pay your rent, even if you didn't move that woman in?
The rules of adulting say yes.
Would you have to pay your electric? Would you have to pay your water? Would you have to pay for food if you didn't move that woman into your house?
Again, it's called being an adult. So yes.
Yes? Yes, you would? Okay, then great. Stop complaining.
Wait. But wouldn't the bill go up? Yeah, I would have to pay those bills, but they'd be higher because you're there using electricity. And, oh, well, you'd use the same amount because we'd always be in the same room together most of the time. It wouldn't be much more, if anything. Yeah, but you're still using it, so you should have to pay for it, right? No. What about the water? I don't understand. What's she talking about?
It's not like by having her live there, she is now indebted to you and to be your house servant.
Yes.
I'm curious. Who exactly thinks this way?
If you're not paying rent, then yeah, you should be doing something to pull your weight, to provide some kind of value.
She should absolutely be expected to clean up after herself. But the fact that you men think that because you invite a woman to come live with you, that now she is your domestic servant.
Well, if you pay rent, no. If you pay half the bills, no. If you don't, then yeah.
That is crazy to me.
And what is crazy to me is that there are a lot of individuals out there that seem to think that a lot of men think like this. But seriously though, if a person decides to move another individual into their house, that person would be responsible for 50% of the bills and 50% of the housework because they live there. It's called being an adult. Yeah. It's really not that complicated.
If that woman moves in...
Yeah, wait a second. Am I supposed to clean up after you? Yeah, you are going to be responsible for 50% of the housework as well, or at the very least, any kind of mess that you make, you create. And yeah, part of the housework as well. You should be responsible for 50% of the upkeep.
Then the bills increases, because now there's 2 people living in that house.
Yeah.
Besides rent, of course. This is just the typical entitlement mindset that comes along with some of these women. What she's suggesting is that she freeloads off the man and just cooks for herself.
She's a female Kramer. She's the bimbo.
And take care of her needs while being in his house. How crazy does that sound?
Okay, now I genuinely have a question. Why would being an independent woman be attractive?
What's with those lips? They look like life preservers. Look at the size of those lips. Clearly fake. Why do women do this? That is so unattractive. These big, gigantic comic book lips. Hideous. And look at the fingernails. And those glasses. They're so huge. Hideous. And obviously that hair is fake. Is there anything on this broad that's real? Her desire for a man's money. That's real.
To a man. I understand a man would want his woman to be able to have her own. And be able to work for herself, provide for herself, this and that. Because that's a good quality to have, right? But once y'all...
Not necessarily. Not if I want a woman that stays home and will take care of my kids and I want her to be happy in that role. And by the way, look at the tattoos. I always get nervous when I see all of these very visible tattoos, and they're horrible tattoos, by the way, and she's wearing a cross. Automatically, I'm thinking this broad's a fake, a phony, a fraud. She's just fronting. She's just trying to portray a certain image to me that is in no way, shape, or form representative of who or what she actually is. Now, those lips, by the way, that's representative. I.e., she's a fake.
Get into a relationship, why is that still a thing? Shouldn't you be a dependable man?
We never forget to mention how awful men treat women nowadays, but how about women treating men like shit? We never talk about how men are used, abused, and treated poorly.
Good Lord, look at that nose. So she's had plastic surgery, she's had a brow lift, she's had a nose job, she's had her lips done. All red flags.
There's a percentage of women nowadays.
Her eyes have been done as well.
That are just the worst. Nowadays, you give a woman a finger, she takes it.
She's got the gigantic fake eyelashes as well. So she's trying to play the part of a pick-me girl. This is very common, I've noticed. Chicks getting older, they either complain a lot or now they're trying to portray themselves as somehow reformed feminists. And now they're good girls and you should pick them. Yeah, give me a break.
Tie your hand. And before you decide on attacking me through these comments section, please just understand that I'm not talking about all women. Whatever you give her is never enough. And just like women, it's always the good men that get screwed over. 4 out of 5 women do not respect their man when he chooses to provide for her and care for her. 3 out
Well, of course not. She would take it for granted. That's what women do these days.
of 5 women begin to lose respect for their man once he begins to do everything for her. Dear men, once you begin to feel your woman is losing interest, respect, or love towards you, that's when you start to back off. Dear men, once you begin to feel that you're doing too much for your woman, you probably are. Once you begin to feel your woman is being unappreciative, do less. The moment you begin to feel that your woman does not care is the moment she doesn't. Now,
So this doesn't work. You can't alpha up later in the relationship. If you're a simp from the first and you've been with this woman for however long, how you were when you started dating her is how she's going to see and expect you to be through the entire relationship. You can't later on try to become an alpha dude at cut off the flow of resources and try to get her to respect you. Doesn't work.
don't get me wrong, we're all human and we all make mistakes and we all say stupid things. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being disrespected once you respect your woman. About being treated poorly when you provide for your woman. About being treated like you are nothing when you treat your woman like she is everything to you. And it's so sad because these good men then turn either revengeful or don't put themselves out there anymore, even though there's good women that are caring, loving, loyal, and appreciative out there.
Right, her. This is all self-serving mumbo-jumbo garbage, and no, there are not, okay? There are exceptions, but these unicorns, as she's trying to portray herself, i.e. the typical pick-me, trying to use her social media TikTok account for dating to snag herself a good guy by convincing men that she's somehow reformed. She's not. People don't change. And you need to go overseas.
That is the absolute truth. For some men, no matter how much they give, it's never enough. They keep trying, keep giving, thinking that one day their efforts will be appreciated. But they often come to realize this too late. By the time they see the reality, the damage is done. The toll it takes on these good men is really severe. Emotionally drained, trust shattered, and their sense of self-worth eroded. They start to feel like they're not good enough, even though they've done everything right. It's heartbreaking because all they ever wanted was genuine connection and appreciation. They become wary, closed off, and hesitant to open up again. It's a cycle that leaves scars, not just on their hearts, but on their outlook on relationships and trust in general.
Does anyone else feel silly or embarrassed after they reach out for help and express their feelings? Because I did that, and
to who?
I gave myself the ick. I don't like it.
You know what should be out in 2024? Emotionally unavailable men.
Is this a dude? She looks like a dude. No offense, honey, but you got a man's face. Strange.
Especially when they don't disclose that. And the reason I'm saying that is because it affects the other person. Especially when they don't disclose that. They lead you on a roller coaster ride. You're nothing but respectful to them. You give them some of your time, like you answer their texts, all that kind of stuff, and they still continue to treat you like you're trash. Have some more self-respect for yourself. And don't let...
Now, lady, I would suggest you learn how to apply makeup. You look like a clown.
These guys get to you. If they're gonna do something like that, then clearly they don't need to be talking to you because you're better than that and you respect yourself. It just blows my mind that you can do everything right, be so respectful to that person, and in return they'll treat you like trash and they won't answer your text when you tell them you really need them to answer it.
Yeah, well, that's called Chad. He's talking to 5 other chicks. He's spinning a dozen plates, honey. And of course he's not answering you. He's got tons of options. He's got all the hand. And he knows that he cannot answer you, and that's going to make you want him even more. And if that somehow turns you off, okay, who cares? Next victim.
See, I'm not the best at texting, but if someone were to say, please, like, I really need you to answer
She got different color eyes?
this, I would. I wouldn't just ignore them, because that's downright disrespectful too, and makes the other person feel like they just don't matter to that person.
She seems very needy. I wonder what it means by not replying. You mean same day? By the way, texting etiquette, I would say the person needs to reply within a few hours. Or at least a third of a day, within 8 hours or something like that. I'm pretty loose in that manner. I don't really care all that much, but you should reply that day at the very least, unless it's like 11 o'clock at night or something, and that day would give them 1 hour. But, yeah, if it's like the middle of the day, they don't reply by the end of the day, that's not good, but otherwise I don't care.
Person. And if someone treats you this way, you need to drop them. Because if they don't see how amazing you are, how selfless and respectful and friendly and just you go out of the way for them, then yeah, they're the trash. You deserve better.
Why?
We all deserve better. We don't.
What are you talking about? No, why do you deserve better? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't think anybody deserves anything. What are you talking about?
Don't deserve to be treated with disrespect and just like you're nothing.
Do you know what should be in 2024? Women taking accountability for their choices.
By the way, respect is earned, as is disrespect. So you should treat people the way you would want to be treated, so long as they've earned respectful treatment. And you would just have common courtesy as well as the default neutral position if they've neither earned respect or disrespect. But, yeah, I don't know what this bro's talking about.
And to be honest, what she's saying is ridiculous. No one has to disclose anything to you, madam. It's not a requirement. Maybe if she was paying attention to the person she was dating, she would have noticed the signs sooner.
Yeah, what is she talking about? She's saying you should disclose whether or not you are a prolific texter? Talk about the height of minutia. Who cares?
This victim mentality she's demonstrating is just her showing her lack of awareness. When you're getting in the stages of dating someone, it is your duty to study the person you are trying to be with and see if...
Yeah, she just comes across to me as a vapid airhead, focused far too much on minutiae, unimportant BS.
You want to continue further. It just sounds like she was stuck fantasizing being with that man so much and just happened to miss the important details.
This is a public service announcement, and it's the second time I'm saying this. I am not a strong, independent black woman. I am a damsel in distress.
Well, honey, you gotta be strong to carry around all that bulk.
I am a delicate flower.
She's delicate? I don't think so. Those are some big bones.
I am a soft, feminine, pretty little lady.
3 reasons why people...
She's a soft, pretty little... Ain't nothing little about you.
People go through a whole phase. Tune in. Number 1, they just got out of a relationship. Most people who got out of a relationship, especially a toxic relationship, want their freedom. They want a chance.
So we got the tattoos, horrible tattoos. We've got the necklace with her name, like a dog tag kind of, a dog collar. Always a red flag there. Tattoos are a red flag. The big gigantic glasses are a red flag. These ginormous long cornrows, probably full of mold. Another red flag there. Trying to justify hoe phase, another red flag.
To be single, especially if they were in a long relationship that lasted years. Now they want to enjoy themselves and go through all those females, all those men that they didn't have a chance to do while they was in a relationship. Number 2, they feel like they're missing out. In other words, they're never satisfied. They want to go from one person to the next to the next because they want to feel like they're the player, like they're the man or the woman, you know?
Yeah, she's speaking from experience. And listen to the ghetto music in the background. This is one chick you need to avoid.
gotta experiment. Number 3, they're most likely in college. A lot of people go through their whole phase in college because,
like you,
what can I say, y'all are cooped up in the dorm room, all on the same hall, especially if it's a co-ed hall, y'all know.
Or maybe just being a 304 is embedded in their DNA. But a phase is something that's made up. It's just a way for women to get entertained by various options because it is impossible for some of them to settle for just one person.
Well, that's how women find meaning in their lives these days, through the pursuit of pleasure, through hedonism, through materialism, because those are the only options that they're presented with. The other options, the ones that would actually bring meaning, that's feeding into and supporting the patriarchy.
Those women are broken and severely damaged from their past toxic relationships. They usually say it's a way for them to discover themselves, but that's just an excuse they give so they can just sleep around.
So I'm about to get railed by 2 guys, which is something I do quite often, if I'm honest with myself. And while I'm waiting for them to get here, I was just thinking, I'm on pace to hit 365 bodies in 365 days. And
holy moly! So that's a lot of plastic surgery. And look, she's wearing the tribal African earrings that stretch out and create a big hole in your earlobe. She's wearing some weird, heavy-looking metal through her ears. She's got triple piercings in her nose. Is that a piercing through her lower lip as well? Wow, I mean, all the red flags. And, of course, the Kool-Aid colored hair. Let's not forget that.
last year, I was excited.
365 bodies in 365 days. Who out there wants to wipe her up?
When I hit 300 in a year. But then this leaves me to think, what am I going to do next year? 500? 600?
Get some labia reconstruction, perhaps?
Ambitious woman. I need to make sure that I'm always striving for greatness. I need to be chasing bigger and better numbers and to always...
And bigger and better you-know-whats as well, because that's some loose tissue down there after 365 bodies in 365 days.
Surpassing my limits.
You need help.
Yeah. Where do I put it? On the ground. Who needs a man?
What? Whoa. Is she pouring windshield wiper fluid into the motor oil reservoir?
Not me, baby. Not me.
Oh, wow.
You see? Oh my god. That's not oil.
Oh my god. I just put windshield wiper fluid in my car. Yeah. I know where it goes, by the way.
Now oil is coming, you see? Yeah.
Yeah, this is how I don't need no man turns into a I don't need no car real quick. Ladies, it is okay to not know it all. And just because you have a girlfriend standing there videoing you and agreeing with your decision, it does not mean it is a good decision.
That's going to cost a lot of money, by the way. You can't just drain that. I mean, they're going to have to put some kind of pressure device there to expel every last bit of that windshield wiper fluid. They're going to have to fill that oil reservoir several times to rinse every little last bit of that out. They're going to have to use some kind of pressure device. I mean, that's going to be an expensive fix if putting that in there and driving it that way didn't already destroy your engine.
I swear, it's always the ones that say that they don't need no man. They're this independent boss lady. They are the ones that get themselves into the most trouble, which is kind of painful to watch. But the truth is, I think that a lot of these women, they end up dating and finding a good man. And guess what? Their opinion about men all of a sudden changes. But you know what's sad is that we don't see that part. They don't post that part. And then this part is...
I don't think that's happening. I think that's just wishful thinking on her part, and I think she's probably talking to herself and trying to convince herself she's going to find a good dude as well. No, honey. That's just cope.
Left out there for the internet to see. Men see way too much negativity, so it helps ladies that if you've had a positive experience and you are okay with being vocal about how you want and need your man, Post it.
I don't need no man attitude until they screw up and start asking the people they told to leave alone for help. It's not a dominance thing, it's a people helping each other thing. She thinks that she does not need a man in her life because she doesn't know how the world is running. What went wrong? Why grown women know nothing about life. This is...
You gotta avoid any woman that says she doesn't need a man but wants a man. That is a red flag that is so big you need to run away. Because she doesn't know how the world works and people don't change.
Is another example of a woman trying to prove she can do it all by herself and not trying to rely on a man. Things could have went wrong real quick in this situation, but in the end, she swallowed her pride and decided to ask a man for help. I do agree that these...
Yeah, but he's got a glove on, so she had to have driven it to a mechanic. I mean, I don't think somebody in that parking lot got under her car, and the angle of this photo, that looks like it's on a lift or something. So I don't know. Driving that car with all that windshield wiper fluid in the oil reservoir would have destroyed your engine, I think.
Women should start posting the positive effects they're having in their lives when they find good men to date. It might start shifting the perspective a bit and bring each other closer.
No, it won't. Women won't do that because they don't get rewarded. There's no incentive. They're incentivized to portray themselves as victims by the sisterhood, by media, academia, the government, so that's not going to happen. Anyway, there you go. There you go. So let me know what you think. Are women really starting to wake up and realize that they need men? Or is it going to be the continuing, I don't need them, but I want them BS? This tells you all you need to know about them. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I hear it's good for the algorithm. Hit that notification bell because, frankly speaking, it's difficult to get notified even if you do hit it. But if you don't hit it, you definitely won't be notified. So hit that bell. And don't forget to check out my GoFundMe. I recently had a health scare, had a heart attack. I'm still in pretty rough shape. So if you'd like to contribute, that would be the best way you could do so. Click my GoFundMe in the description. And on that note, I'm out of here. I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.